All right, so want to come and tell you about what happened today up here in Baker County. We responded to a call on O.C. Horn Road of a structure fire. The sheriff's office and fire rescue responded also. In that fire, there was major injuries and some casualties, and this touches our county in a tragic way. And I'm here today as the sheriff to ask our community to pray for this family, to pray for the first responders for the job that they had to go in there and do, and continue to keep this family in your prayers as they go through this tragic moment. But this touches us in a lot of ways. One of the victims in this fire is a correctional officer at our facility. We're going to continue to keep him in our prayers, along with all the other family members and all the other people that are involved in this fire. And I ask and I plead with our community and anybody listening to please keep us in your prayers in this family. And we will be here to help this family. We'll be here to support this family, and we will pull together with this family, because that's what we do here in Baker County. We come together as one and we stand behind each other. And this incident will be no different than any other one. We will get through here with your prayers. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Nelson to give you more details on the actual fire itself. Okay, Chief?
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff Roden. At approximately 8:31 this morning, Baker County Fire Rescue units were dispatched to a residential structure fire in the 1400 block of O.C. Horn Road. And the initial reports were that there were heavy fires showing to a mobile home with multiple people inside. It was a double-wide trailer. Our first unit arrived on scene at 8:40, so a 9-minute response time, and confirmed heavy fire, and were met outside by 2 adult injured victims needing medical attention immediately, with multiple people still inside needing rescue. As more units arrived, 3 people were pulled out of the home by firefighters, while the other 2 adults were transported to Kyler Airfield, where they were flown to UF Gainesville to the burn unit in critical condition. The 3 people pulled out consisted of 1 adult and 2 pediatric patients, and unfortunately we worked on them for a significant amount of time, and unfortunately they were not able to be revived on the scene. 1 pediatric was considered missing initially, and unfortunately we were able to locate this child, and he had deceased also. So that's a total of 2 victims flown to Shands, Gainesville, and 2 adult victims. 1 adult victim and 3 children passed away in this fire. Any other questions? And 2 dogs had passed away in this call. Currently at this time, the Bureau of Fire, Arson, and Explosive is investigating the fire. We do not have any preliminary cause of the fire. Baker County responded with 3 rescues, 2 engines, 4 tankers, and 1 brush truck. And mutual aid was immediately called upon dispatch from the City of McClenny to assist, and JFRD. And that's all I have at this time.
Can you specify the ages of the pediatric patients?
At this time, we don't have specifics on the ages of the children or the adults.
How about the 911 address, Chief?
I got 14,002 is what's on the mailbox, so that's the best I can give you. O.C. Horn Road.
Were they all the victim's family?
We're not sure. Yes, sir.
Is there any idea of what may have sparked the fire at all?
No, ma'am. It's being investigated by the Bureau of Fire and Arson Investigations.
And the 2 adults, are we able to disclose what gender they are?
It was a male and a female.
Taken to Shands?
Taken to Shands, yes.
Any injuries to fire rescue personnel?
We had 1 minor injury that was transported to Ed Frazier Hospital, and that was all of our injuries.
We understand the fire happened at a double-wide mobile home. Is it a complete loss?
Yes.
How was the area where the fire happened? Is the road completely closed? Was anyone else affected outside of the people who lived at the home?
Currently, the road is closed due to all the fire apparatus that are stationed there, mopping up the final hot spots of the fire. and with all the investigators' vehicles and things of that nature. There was no other homes even close by that we needed to utilize those folks to. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied. There was no one other homes that were affected in this time.
And how long did it take for the fire to get put out? Do we know?
It was a significant amount of fire when we got there, and it took less than an hour to get the fire totally under control. But obviously in that initial phase, we're concerned with search and rescue and taking care of the initial victims. So that's our primary concern, is to try to find those victims before we're even concerned about knocking the fire down. And so the fire was well advanced by the time we got there. I believe it was probably called in by the neighbor. So
Let me address that. The area, it is a congested area. There is a lot of activity going on there. So I would ask that we stay out of that area as much as we can. People in our community also, if they could stay out of that, if they're seeing this, please stay out of this area for a significant amount of time. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of activity going on. There's a lot more work to still be done. So we request that you stay out of that area also, please.
Are neighbors asked to leave the area at this time?
No, the neighbor's not able to, they're not asked to leave, so they're fine. They can come and go. We're getting people to their houses as they need to, but any passerbyers and news media right now, we're just asking them to stay out of the area because it is so congested. It is a narrow dirt road, and it's hard to maneuver in there in that area. Any other questions?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We've been assisted with JFRD PIO Captain Proswimmer, and he's got some photographs if you guys want some from him to get those from the scene, from the initial aspects of the fire. So
And
he'll be.
Chief, can you just comment on what does it take for you guys to respond to a fire like this? When you see a heavy fire fully involved, you know, how do you guys?
Currently in Baker County, we have 10 people on duty full time, and we dumped out everybody on at this fire. On this call, and JFRD started to come to assist us in City of McClenny, and they actually started backfilling our stations to help us because we actually had several medical calls going on out while we were involved in this, so they were taking those medical calls for us. So it's a group effort. Everybody works together. That's what mutual aid agreements are about, and we all work great together. We train together, and for situations like this, because when you have a major fire like this, especially with this many people injured, that you need a lot of resources. So we had 2 helicopters that came in. They landed down at the Kyler Field, which is between here and Glen St. Mary, and that was how we handled this situation.
And how long are crews expected to stay there today?
I would say probably.
They will be there for a significant amount of time, I could say that right now, because you got the fire marshals that are there. We're not going to speak on how long it's going to take them to do their investigation, so they'll be there. They've got a number of people there. Different fire trucks and still are in the area, so that's going to be several hours, I would take. But I want to respond to that and just say that when Baker County, when I responded to the scene and seen the fire department there, they were working in unison, trying to do their best to save lives and do a fantastic job. And I want to thank JFRD for responding. It's just like Chief Nelson says, we all come together to get the job done, to do the best for Baker County. And they did a phenomenal job going in there, and I personally seen it with my own eyes, and I want to tell them guys, fantastic job. They put their lives on the line to save lives, and that's what they're here to do a job like that. And I was proud to see what I seen out of our fire department today.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you all.
Yes, and we did pull our initial crews. They have all pulled back from the scene, and they've been taken back to the station to kind of get debriefed and get cleaned up, and we've actually got some peer counselors for those guys that are meeting with them at our main fire station in Glen St. Mary. So we do look out for their mental health also because of the tragic situation that they faced, and that is part of what we've done is we've gotten them all off the scene, the initial first responders. So a lot of what's being done now is being done through our mutual aid partners from the city of Jacksonville and city of McClenny. So.
Do you want to expound on that, just how difficult it is when pediatrics are involved, especially so many?
No, sir.
Okay.
It's not just pediatrics, you know.
It really puts
It's
them
all
in-
victims. It's all victims. It hits really close to home, and especially when you're dealing with children, it does elevated, but any loss of life is an elevation. But dealing with children is a different level in law enforcement and in first responders altogether. And again, the best thing we could do now is to pray for this family, keep this family in your prayers, and pray for these first responders that had to go in there and do the job that they're paid to do. But it still affects them, and they will get the help that they need, and we will help reach out to them to make sure they're getting everything that they need that we can at the sheriff's office. But it does affect you when you're dealing with loss of life. It doesn't matter what age.
Yes.
Thank you.
All righty.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all.